Moving on from the last video, let's take a look at this question, number 3. I had a few people asking in class yesterday, is it important to read through this entire set of paragraphs and talk about the definitions? And I do think it's important to reread that because this is the section from our textbook that describes all of the laws that are put in place to protect consumers, protect you if you're borrowing money. But one of which that I'd really like to focus on in this video today is this Truth in Lending Act. This is the one that protects you if your card is lost or stolen. Remember, your responsibility as the borrower is to notify the creditor, the person who issued the credit card, and you need to contact them immediately or as soon as you know that your cards are lost or stolen. Now, you may be partially responsible for the charges made by somebody else who's unauthorized to use it, but at least the maximum liability is only $50. Now, one thing that I really need to stress here that I don't think I pointed out in class is that this is $50 per card. So imagine if you've got a wallet full of credit cards and you've got, I don't know, 6 credit cards. So let's say you had 6 credit cards and your wallet got stolen. If this thief maxed out each credit card, let's say that a thief maxed out each credit card, each one, and they did this before you notified the lenders, before you notified the lender or the credit card company, how much do you owe? Well, assuming that your credit card could or is good for more than $50 a piece and they were maxed out, if you've got 6 credit cards and they were maxed before you notified the creditor, you would have to pay $50 per card, or a total of $300 in fees or recovery cost. Now, of course, this number could be minimized if you have fewer than 6 credit cards, so I don't recommend having them at all, but if you do, don't allow yourself to have this many. And secondly, keep an eye on your wallet, because if you were to notify the lenders before any charges were put on the card, then you would owe $0 in that case. So that's an example of this Truth in Lending Act. Another really important law from this section is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. This is the one that prohibits creditors or collectors from harassing you using unfair means to collect an amount that you owed. This is the law that says that these folks can't call you after 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night. They're not allowed to call you while you're at work. They can't use foul language or scare tactics to get you to pay your bills. All of that is deemed illegal by this law. And if a collector is using any of those means to try to pressure you into paying, then they're in violation of this law. Now, that doesn't mean that you get out of paying what you owe, but at least they have to be civil about it when they try to collect from you. So in this next problem, we're examining the summary section on a monthly credit card statement, and we're trying to decide if this new balance value is actually correct. So I apologize that this is a bit grainy. The copy that I took from the textbook didn't come over all that clear. So let me rewrite the numbers as they are here in this problem. Our previous balance, what we had from last month, was $359.02. We made payments or had credits of $80 this month. We made $103.65 in new purchases. There were no late charges, but there was a finance charge of $5.34 last month. So we're trying to verify whether $548.01 is correct. And if you recall, the method that we use to verify whether or not this is correct is we run through the math needed with each of these values. As you recall, with the credit card section, the only value in this list that we can subtract is our payment or credits that are being made. So this previous balance is carried over from last month, so it's a positive number. We can subtract from it any payments that we made on the credit card, but then everything else must be added together to obtain our true new balance. So let's see what we get. We had $3.59 and 2 cents, and we subtract from that $80 in payments, but we add to it $103.65 in new charges. There were no late fees, but there was a $5.34 finance charge, and that total comes out to $388.01. So it's not $548.01, but instead $388.01. So that's a mistake on the credit card side of things, assuming that each of these numbers were indeed correct. And we have records to show that. If all of those are correct, then there was a mistake in the math along the way with what the credit card created, and we actually only owe $388 this month. Since there was a mistake made on their side of things, the Fair Credit Billing Act is a law that protects you from any fees or any other issues that come up from any errors or mistakes made in your monthly statement. So it's your responsibility to notify the creditor if there is an error, but if there is one, then you are not responsible for paying the amount that's disputed or any finance charges that come from you not paying the larger amount. I'll pick up one or two more practice problems in the next video.